Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Join again with Beth. Today we're going to talk, Beth, about going into the last quarter of the year, last quarter of 2023. We're looking at middle of September here, so we've got October, November, December, and I thought it'd be a great idea to talk about 30, 60, and 90-day goals and how to implement to have a successful fourth quarter of 2023. And if you're watching this down the road, you can use these same tactics and strategies anytime, but specifically for the last part of this year, Beth, we're in a little bit of a challenging market right now. And Beth, you're going to give us a couple of tips on some things you can do to help implement. So Beth, what do you got for us today?
Yes, well, naturally, we're running into the last quarter of the year. And even in really good years, the fourth quarter is oftentimes a slower quarter. Because for me in real estate in South Dakota, once Thanksgiving hits, a lot of buyers really put on the brakes because they're going to worry about family functions and Christmas shopping. And we've got 14 inches of snow on the ground. So nobody's super thrilled about going out and seeing houses. So generally, my business slows in the fourth quarter. And I just think that's really going to also be the case in this year because every quarter has been a little bit slower than normal. And so it's really for me and my team, we're working on what can we do in this fourth quarter that still keeps us doing the daily tasks or help improving on like our systems and protocols of how we do things so that either we get business right away at the beginning of the year or at least just trying to stay in touch with people. So I have a little form that just says like, I will implement, and then I have like 30, 60, and 90 days. And so obviously, like I could send this to anybody who's watching this video, just maybe message implement, and then I can connect with you guys. But what I do is the way I look at it is a 30-day implement is something I can implement in the next 30 days that relies solely on me. So I don't have to trust anybody else to fulfill the timeline. I don't have to rely on anybody else to create anything. It's what can I do in these next 30 days? And I usually probably just pick two things. Like I don't list 10 things unless they're all really, really small. So I'm not asking you to do these major things. It's what have you not gotten done in these last 6 months because you've been lazy or too busy or filled with excuses. Put them on paper. Don't overwhelm yourself. And what will they be? So for me, the things that I can do, it's like fully train my new assistant that I just hired. So it's like, I can do that in 30 days. That's all on me. It's me finding the time to train her. Then in 60 days, it's the things that I need to do that number one, take a little bit longer, but then also might require like the work of somebody else. So bringing somebody else to help you with a social media concept or creating a document, or maybe you're going to look into lead generation through a different site. So if you need help from somebody else, you got to give them a little bit more time to get things done. So that goes on the 60-day list. And then the 90-day accomplishments are things that like just take longer to plan, or maybe you're hiring out a third party completely to do the job because it's I've never created a CRM, so now I'm going to buy one and I'm going to pay for somebody to import everything into the CRM for me. For me, my 90-day goal is actually going to be to host another investment class because that's something that I've done before. It's something I partner with a lender on. But it takes a little bit of time to create it and perfect it. So that's my 90-day goal. That's really simplified. And here we're at 3 minutes is all. But in a nutshell, it's about writing things down so you actually follow through with them because they stare at you in the face every day because this will sit on my desk now.
I was just going to ask that, Beth. So you look at these, are you looking at these daily, put it, like you said, on your desk? How do you make sure those 30 days specifically get done? How often are you reviewing those?
Sure. So I would say like, because I'm not having 10 tasks on my 30 days, the 2 is a little bit easier to remember, but then it's taking that, okay, if my goal is to train Kaylee, then this week, Tuesday, I'm going to sit down with her and I'm going to go over my checklist with her so we understand what she does and what I do. Okay, we did that. Now, Friday, what else is something that I need to train her on, whether it's passwords and logging in or management of my systems? But it is keeping me accountable every single week. But again, that's why I say only make 1 to 3 goals. So you actually will get it accomplished in those first 30 days.
I think that's great advice. Keeping it simple is the key. I think sometimes when we get to the first of the year, we're putting all these goals down and then we don't look at them and then we revisit them maybe 6 months in and we realize, oh, I'm way off track on this one, and this one, and maybe 1 or 2 of them came easily. But if you keep it simple, and then the thing we've been talking about on our team is don't judge yourself on the results. Judge yourself on the daily activities and hold yourself accountable to those daily activities. If you do the stuff that's that you can do daily, and you keep track of the activity, the results will come, whether it be 30 days down the road, 6 months down the road, whatever. But those things that you can control is really what you should watch. So great advice there.
The other thing that you can do is just put in a calendar reminder for the first month of every quarter that says quarterly review of my goals. That's not only like my sales goals and how many listings I'm supposed to have and maybe how many I do have, but it's also like the review of the 30, 60, 90. And so my calendar will pop up with that reminder, and I'm just a rule follower. So I'll just, okay, that's what I got to do today.
Perfect. Love it. Guys, I'm curious, if you're watching the video, what are your 30-day goals, 60, 90? What would you like to accomplish before the end of 2023? A lot of loan officers in the group, a lot of real estate agents in the group. So if you're thinking something, share it with the group. It might help someone else. Maybe we can spur some conversation, and we'd love to have some feedback on what your goals look like. So Beth, any other advice on how to keep yourself on track going into the last quarter here of 23?
Well, I really think it's all about implementation, which is why this is called Things I Will Implement. It's like you got to hold yourself accountable. Maybe it's you write down the 30, 60, 90, and then you give this sheet to a partner or a business person in your office. And you say, these are the things that I need to get done in the next 30, 60, and 90 days. Can you help hold me accountable? That's not hard for them to do, but maybe that's how you keep going.
Perfect. The other thing you might want to do, I've done this before, is just put schedule a time at the end of your day, and or maybe at the end of your week, and just put on the calendar, review goals or work on goals or whatever. If you put it in the calendar, probably more likely to look at it. If you have the sheet, like Beth is saying, whatever works for you. It's not rocket science. It's a pretty simple concept, but just make sure you're reminding yourself daily to hit those goals and to work on those goals, and you'll see the results down the road. So Beth, thank you for that. That was good. If you guys have any comments, leave them in the post below, and I will be back again before you know it. Thanks, guys.